Well, hey, howdy folks, welcome into the shed. Can everybody hear me okay? I can see the bars flickering away, but it'd be nice to hear back from somebody that, yes, we can hear you. I'll wait for that as the chat comes up. Can see and hear. Excellent. Thank you, Simon, and welcome in. Christopher's Hobby Blog. Hello there, Mav. Nice to see you. Loud and clear, says Dino. Cheers, Dino. And there's Jake. Hello, Jake. And Brian. Nice to see you. Yes, it's warmed up a bit today. What can I say? It's windy, very windy. 40-mile-an-hour breeze coming that way, which that's the west, and that's the east, and it's coming across that way. So, Mo and Son Trey Rail fans, hello there. Tammy and Ray, nice to see you. Nice. There's Dwight Curley. Hello, Dwight. Mr. Tuna Can himself. SJ Busty, hello there. Nice to see you. Andy Dobson, hi Andy. And who else we got? We've got Mr. Flymo Chairman Adam. Nice to see you, Adam. Tim Maslin, great. Welcome in. John Ricard, our stalwart Dane. Nice to see you, as always. Right, what have we got running today? Well, I thought we'd run a little, it's a little squeaky, I'm afraid, but they come out of the boxes, they haven't run in however long. I did have a few uncoupling problems. They would detach themselves and leave half a train around the layout. So I thought, right, okay, I better sort that out first before we go live, as you do. So I'll just keep an eye on them as they whiz around. So what are we running today? Well, following on from High's live stream in the week, where he offered up his Class 85, I thought we'd run a few electric blue electrics today. Yeah, or just what was the issue, Andy? It was the TPE coach. The actual coupler feels a bit loose, to coin a phrase. Mick92, hello Mick, nice to see you. If there's anyone else I've missed, do tell me in the stream, because Delft Junction, hello Pete, nice to see you. If there's anybody I've missed, yes, just pop it in the stream and I'll address that as we go. I don't like to leave anybody out. It's a fully inclusive model railway community. So, thumbs up, guys. Yes, so we've got an electric blue AL5, which translates to Class 85, with some squeaky blue and grey Mark 1 stock behind it, a TPE, and an inspection coach on the back. So that will come around. Who did you miss? I don't know who I missed. The chat tends to move quite fast. So it's a good question. Did I miss anyone? Irish 66 fan, hello there. Nice to see you. Had that with my from Akira scale, some squeaky wheels. Yeah, these are in the blue and greys. They're all black Bachmann stock, so I'll just lean back. And Simon, hello, nice to see you. Class 85. Did drive one of them on P. Waterman's Making Tracks. Yeah, it's a pretty nifty Bachmann item. But of course, the Mark 1s have decided to squeak. So, And on t'other track, going t'other way, is a Helljan. Now, I did promise you, Brian, I'll be running a Helljan. And this is a class what? It's a AL6, so it's a Class 86. Here's the box for those. That's the number and the bits and pieces, 21 pin, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, lovely model. When you turn the power up, Brian, on a Helljan, you'll hear it drum. It's got quite a powerful motor in it, and it tends to drum the track or the bass boards that it's on. Even with my sound compression, using the foam under the track, you'll still hear the bump through the boards. But slow speed, Helljan, really good. What are Helljan models like, Andy? I've never owned one. Right. They did come out with a steam engine called the Tango, which is something like a 280, something like that. And it was a mess. The early versions of the Bayer Garrett they produced for Hattons, sorry about that, they left a bit to be desired as well. It was only later releases where they addressed some of the problems, valve gear not working properly, things like that. So Helljan are proactive when they come to getting things a bit more right. I think some of it depends on what they've tried to do. Helljan diesels are usually pretty good. If there's something to pick them apart on, it usually tends to be the moulding of the body. Well, the windows don't look quite right, etc., etc. The rivet counters have a field day. But as you can see, it'll be coming around this way. The Class 86 and the Class 85, they look very much similar kind of format. But as you can see, it's running well with, that's a set of Hornby Mark 1, which don't squeak, strangely enough. They're pretty old Big D couplings on those, so they are dated. But I got a feeling these are the old mainline toolings that they managed to get. They're all in sort of M, which would be Midland stock. And on the end, I've popped the old, again, from mainline days, the restaurant car, which is a 12-wheeler. Let's just slow down Mr. Backman. That might alleviate some of the squeal. How many coaches have I got? Oh my God. What, all in all? 2 minutes to count, I think. It's running really well. Yeah, thanks, Tim. It's literally take it out of the box, put it on the track, let's get it running. You can then pocket convert them. Yes, you can. Yeah. That's not beyond the realms of possibility. These, I think, those are moulded onto the bogies, I believe. You can probably still hear the squeak in the background. Still need to put weights in the coaches. Yeah, unfortunately, they do seem to be a bit light. Obviously, sometimes lighter is better on 00 or HO size stuff, just for the amount of coaches you can then put on and run. Do you have any plans to add any buildings on your layout? Yes, I do. Off to the side here, I'm going to have a big China clay stay, but I've just got to get around to getting the corrugated asbestos roof for it, which they do in plastic mouldings, but I just haven't come across them yet. That's why I prefer new coaches, because you can easily modify the couplings. Yes, you can take your pick then, Tim. There's Tony. Hi, Tony. Chobberton Junction. Nice to see you. Welcome in. Running some electrics today. Well, they're electric blue electrics. I'll apologise for the squeak on some of the blue and grey Mark 1s, but okay. Can you just stream pull 12 coaches? Want to know, as I want to do a realistic Scotsman with 12 coaches. Yes. The reason I can do 12 coaches, if they run quite well is the fact that I built the layout flat, no inclines, well, on purpose. So no inclines, just as flat as a billiard table, as flat as I could get it. That way I can run more stock. So that was the reason why. There's always reasons, and you have to reason it out before you start building. So if you're going to model Licky Bank, it's going to have quite an incline. But this is just general flat, because I don't really want any locomotives struggling. Question: how to the Class 85 run with the pantograph up or on the back? You can run it up. It's only held on a clip. As I've no overhead gantry, that doesn't really bother me too much. But I got a feeling, as a general rule, they usually had the pantograph at the front. So this one would be correct. And the other one isn't. It's the other way around. But as they were dual cab, I suppose they could do it in any configuration. I'm not sure there was a preference. But I would imagine if there is a preference, it would be pantograph forward. But I'll check that out. I'll ask Richard when he gets back in. He's just out doing a driving lesson. So good on him. My station will only hold 7 coaches. Yes, that's another feature. What do you do? Do you have a full-size station? 7 coaches is a fair-sized station. You could do it if you're engaged. St Mary's Church Model Rail. Hello, Stuart. Nice to see you, man. Running a little electric blue today. I can still hear a little bit of a squeak from those Mark 1s, but it seems to be under control now. Dundas Junction Model Railway. Hello, James. Good morning to you. Running a few electrics today, James. It's hard work, but coming together, yeah. Model railways can be hard work, but it's enjoyable stuff. So you know at the end of the day, you're going to have something worthwhile that you can run your trains on and gives you that feel-good feeling, which is probably what James is getting right now, because he's just laying his track, getting the feel of how he wants it to flow. Mick, I've only got 8 coaches. 8 coaches is a fair thing. It took me ages to get away from the three coach train, because that's what you ran when you were a kid. You had an engine, 3 coaches, perfectly happy with that. But that's all you could run on a small layout. It's only when you get to a bigger layout you can actually expand that to 5. I've got 4 on the Class 86 from Helgen, which is pulling the maroon. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the backman. I'll just ease him up a bit. Yeah, so it's horses for courses. How big do you want to go? Well, how much room do you have? It's the age-old problems of model railways. Where to put it? What's the atmosphere going to be like? Is it going to be in a shed where it's damp? Is it going to be a loft where you've got extremes of heat and cold? Ideally, put it in a big room in the house. Even a garage is open to the elements more than a house is. So, love to have a different level. Yes, well, again, that's something you can do. You can have different levels. But don't forget, every level that you put in is going to restrict your view at some time or another. So that was the criteria for the buildings. If any buildings I put on there, I will try to put them in the background so it doesn't impede the view that I can get of the trains running, because that's really what I want to see, the trains running. So that was my criteria. Other people have got different expectations, particularly if they enjoy building buildings and like architecture, something along the lines of Tony Northeastern, he's like an architect. I mean, he's brilliant. Anything he can pop into his mind, well, I'll have a different rail there and I'll have a different abutment here. I mean, he's great for that kind of thing, particularly getting the kit and bashing it to what he wants. So, yeah, hats off, Tony. Brilliant work. I did not like the way the approach track was going to the turntable. You see, James has knocked it on the head. It looks great on the plan, but when you actually come to run a train on it or put the track down and get a feel of it, things aren't quite what they look like from directly over. You've got to remember you're not observing your layout from directly above. So any plan view will be open to interpretation. Have you seen what Station Road has made? Station Road? No, I'm afraid I haven't, Tim. If you'd like to clue us in on that one. Tony Northeastern is an amazing modeler. Yes, he certainly is. Really nice guy. Very softly spoken, whispering Tony, I like to call him. Just such a gentleman. And when you meet him, it's like meeting an old friend. He's just so warm and friendly. He's just great to meet and chew the fat with at exhibitions, if you're lucky enough to get there with Tony Northeastern. Usually has his cap on. There was one time I saw Tony Northeastern, and I wasn't sure it was him. I don't know if it was the angle I was looking at him, but I wasn't sure it was him, so I didn't really want to tap him on the shoulder and say, "Hello, Tony." And the guy turns around fully and says, "No, my name's Brian." Oh, sorry, mate. So, yeah, I wasn't sure it was Tony. So I thought, do I embarrass myself? But I should have just tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Is it Tony?" It's easy to be wise after the event, but there you go. Scott Rails. Hello, Dave. Nice to see you in. I know there's obviously, it must be morning for you, quite early morning. So thanks for jumping out of bed. And again, with James, no mean feat. There's got to be 5 or 6 hours between us. A little more tweaking after lunch should be okay. Move to turnout. The things you have to do, because you can't beat Mark one eye. Your eye will tell you if something doesn't look quite right. Trust yourself. You've got it in your mind's eye. It's a matter of getting it out of your head and onto the track. There's one thing I wish I could afford to get, and that's a laser cut printer. Yeah, it'd be nice to get laser cut printers, 3D printers. You can have a resin one, you can have PLA. It's a lot of money, a lot of outlay, and a lot of time. About 10:30. 10:30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably about 8:30 actually. Perhaps you can confirm that, James. Anyway, enough of me waffling and my ugly mug. Let's not so shaky cam, but I'll try and get this down onto the layout without making you all vomit. Here we go. And of course, just as you do that, all the trains stop running past. How's that, chaps? Here comes Squeaky Muldoon. And there's Jason at Barnabas Junction. Hello, Jason. Nice to see you. Amazing, but not surprising. He's a graphic designer like I train to be. At least you can justify the printer as a work expense. Yeah, it's horses for courses, unless you want a really steep learning curve. Yeah, So what have we got coming round? Here comes the Helljan Class 86 with the rake of Hornby old mainline stock. Obviously, they got the moulds from mainline and they ran with it. So it kept Hornby in business. They're not bad, but you can obviously see that they're dated on close inspection. And a bottle of oil beside the track. Yeah, oh, this one. Well, at least it shows I'm using the right stuff. And as you can see by the amount left in the bottle, I do use it. But don't worry, I have a spare. Yes, you've got to have your tools around you. Hello, Danny. Nice to see you, man. That's a Helljan Class 86. And then coming around behind you, it's behind you. Here comes the Class 85, also known as the AL5. These are all running DC, Brian. Thought you'd be happy to know that. It's just like my cigar. Train Tech DCC trip sensor signals. No Irish train fan. These are Irish 66 fan. These are the signals you're looking at is by CR Signals. So I don't think they make them anymore. And Heathcote Electronics. So the boards underneath doing the clever stuff is by Heathcote. I think the one you're looking at has the timer in it. I don't remember what it's called, to tell you the truth. So the squeak sound is not artificial. No, it's a real squeak. I think its announcement in February might change that, Andy. Announcement in February. Oh yeah, what Brian? Brian going DCC? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Now Brian's gone quiet, so I wouldn't read anything into that. There's Robert's train set. Robert Valentine, ladies and gentlemen. Another absolute gentleman and a great guy to meet at exhibitions and such. I've got a feeling it's that second coach that's squeaking. Sorry about that. Anyway, nice to see you, Robert. I hope we'll be seeing a video from you fairly soon. Did go to the System Model Show last week. Nice little show. We'll be at a Southampton show next week. Oh, great. Okay. Southampton tells me that it's one of the bigger shows. Let's drop that down a bit. Dave Swindon Junction is in 30 minutes. So I've just had a little notification up there. So true to form, in about 30 minutes time, I'll be wrapping it up for this week. stormy sky. That's the video out. RGJ's announcement, I'm betting engage or pregnancy. Rob does seem to be glowing and expanding. Well, you never know, Mav. So watch this space, as they say. Might be able to make the Southampton show. We'll have a look up the details. Yeah, why not? If you can make it, yeah, by all means do so. Humanity Junction, the journey to a train show. Oh, of course. I think is it Amherst this week? Perhaps James would like to interject there. I know Amherst is coming up in the States, and that's probably the biggest one in the States, I think. Honestly, to me, big news and a year in the making. Everyone on the Facebook group knows. I'm really looking forward to telling everyone. Okay, Brian, all in your own good time. Storm going to get worse tonight and tomorrow, chaps. Batten down the hatches. Yes, Digger. I can't remember what they call the storm. Was it Storm Eilish or something like that? Oh, it's next Saturday, 2 days. Okay, so that's the whole weekend. Yeah, no problem, Robert. It's nice to see you got your Class 60 sorted it out. Storm Aisha. We're told to expect 80 to 90 mile per hour winds. You're up in the northeast, aren't you, Digger? We'll be chatting about it tomorrow on Trackside Mike's channel. Oh, so if you want to know about Amherst and who will be filming, who will be there, etc., tune in to Trackside Mike. Now, as a little caveat there, in our time, that comes to be about midnight. That's when it starts. But it's always a great show. James and Trackside Mike do a fabulous show. They're a great double act. Mike's really dry. His humour is really dry. But James has got a handle on it. Storm's worse for Alan. Hope the shed stays in one piece. 80 mile an hour winds possible. Yeah, Alan's in North Wales, and that's going to be quite exposed. Probably even worse for RGJ, because they're on Anglesey, and they should really quite cop it badly. Oh, Hi's got a week off. Good grief. Well, the only thing to do is to try and make the most of it, Hi. Have you got any excursions planned or anything like that? Or is it just work on the electronics? There's a Locomotive Services Limited movement tomorrow through Telford. I think it might be Britannia. Well, it'd be nice to see that they've got the running gear back on the Britannia after it shat itself. Yeah, the bridge to Anglesey has been closed already. Yeah, I'm not surprised actually. You do your live stream on Tuesday. Okay. Well, you should be nice and refreshed for that. Hi. Always great to tune in. What's the running number? 70000. With all what happened, I just took some time off. Yes, yeah. I can understand that, Hi. I really can. Um, for those that don't know, Hi lost his dog of many years, which is a great shame because the doggies are quite precious to us. I've refreshed and only 14 likes and 30 watching. Oh well, that's okay. I can't really say that I do it for likes or things like that. It's just a little place to hang out on a Sunday, run some trains and chew the fat and just relax. What, 30, 14? Well, I'm showing 30, 21. So 30 people in. That's a fair amount. If you have the app that tells you about train movements and what's running, code, you should see it. Oh, right. Yes, I understand now. And there's Graham at Leamington Station. Hello, Graham. Nice to see you. Thought I'd run a little electric blue for everybody today. Unfortunately, I've got some squeaky Mark 1s. Now up to 23. So 30 in and 23. That's a pretty good percentage, so I'm quite happy with that. I'll catch it soon if it'll be at Shrewsbury in the morning. Oh yeah, that's up your neck of the woods. Didn't they used to have a big model shop in Shrewsbury, Brian? Thumbs up, pumps. Thanks, Pete. They did. It closed down now. Oh, that's a shame. Oh, hang on. Still do. It's called Salopian. I can't say I've ever heard of that one, Brian. I remember Shrewsbury models, though, because they used to advertise in the model railways and the modelling magazine. I should say the railway modeller. Yeah, as you can see on the Bachmann AL5, it's got lights in the cab and lights in the engine room, which when you run on DC, the whole lot comes up, which is the good thing about this particular Bachmann. Doncaster in a couple of weeks. Will we see you there? That's a long way up to Donny. Oh, it closed, Brian. Oh, okay. I don't know. If my son says to me, Doncaster's on, and I'd like to go and see it, yeah, I'll go along with him, or we can jump on the train. But we'll see about that one, Pete. I know he's doing some driving lessons and this, that, and the other, so I don't really want to get in the way of that. I've never been to Salopian Models. No, I don't think I've ever been to Shrewsbury, to tell you the truth, Tim. Hello, hey Tom. Right, we must have one of the Tom Houston. Hello there. Good afternoon. Nice to see you. To see you. Nice. Yeah, Tom. Let me just apologise for the squeaky Mark 1s that will be coming past you in a minute. I'll have to visit. Yeah, it'd be nice to get up that side of the country. Shrewsbury is a 25-minute drive for me, but I don't often go there. Might try and go at some point. Is that a parking problem then, Tim? Seen the shop Salopian models from the outside. Sure they had a class 153 in the window on a small layout. Yeah, that's ideal for a small layout. A little tiny DNU. Squeaky Mark 1's prototypical. Way. I like your style, Tom. We could call it flange squeal. But it's probably more axle box type squeal. But they are backmans, so should they really squeal? It's probably just through lack of lubrication. Yeah, that, and I've never really needed to go. Well, fair enough. I know Shrewsbury's got a little castle. Is that right, Brian? Tim? Yeah, now you've got an excuse to go. Yes, it has, yeah. I think it was, from what I saw of it, I think just looking online, it was like a Mott and Bailey type castle. So it's got like a built-up tower. And they have a lovely park to walk around in the summer. Sounds good. Tell Toby I said hello if you pop in. Well, would they not be pointed ends to the axles? A bit late for the through bar axles. Yes, they are. I think they're essentially, they are backmans. So I don't think Backman ever had through bar axles. It was only the old Triang stuff that really did that. I'll see if we can get the Class 85 to run in the next live stream. Well, that's roughly what it looks like, right? Ooh. And I shouldn't have bumped the floor because it just turned my heater off. It's got a safety device. So if it ever gets bumped, then it tends to shut itself off. So give me a minute while I fix the heater. All right, here we go. There we go. We are sorted. Doesn't take long. So Toby, Brian said, yeah, I got there. Yeah, Robert Strange. So I have a couple of Pullmans with through axles. Yeah, they're probably the old Triang type of thing, Robert, or Triang Hornby. I think once they became Hornby hobbies, then they went to the pinpoint design, which was a whole lot better. Yeah, things started to get heated on the floor. Well, it's got a safety device on it, so if it ever gets bumped, it will stop. So it's quite effective, and with a paraffin heater, yeah, that's the way to do it, really. I think I'll keep the layout in the attic and not the shed, yeah. Easy access high. The only thing that really freaked me out was the fact that we might have got 4 or 5 inches of snow and I'd have to trudge up to the shed and clear it all. Hornby Triang short coaches, yeah. Yeah, the ones with the little turned brass lamps which were painted on the top. I used to really like them, mainly because I didn't have any. Fast forward about 40, 50 years, and now they've got LEDs in them. Who knew? Yeah, Pete, Brian's station's really coming along well. Love that canopy. Did get snow on Thursday, very light dusting, and that was it. Yeah, Simon, that was a bit scary, really, because if we got it in any quantity, having a shed is not ideal. If that did actually happen, then I would have set up the N scale stuff on the dining room table and done a live stream from there. You never know, I might do that yet. I should do that. Yeah, well, obviously I toyed with the idea just in case it was getting too much to get to the shed and get it heated and all the rest of it. Meow. As you can see on the Helljan Class 86, its lights on the code is quite bright. That's because they, at this particular juncture, they took out the incandescent bulbs and put in LEDs. So it's only running at a very modest pace. But as you can see when it comes around, that's quite a bright head code for a Helljan. What I'll do, I'll swing the camera around so you can see it from a different angle. Even its red following lights are quite bright. So forgive me a minute. Here comes Mrs. Squeaky. And you'll see the Helljan. There's those red lights. 5 inches of snow. Wife says it's more like 3. Ah, yeah, well, that's Canada, Dave. So you'd expect quite a bit there. By the end of the week, you're double digits in centigrade. That's good, Hi. Looks like you picked the right week to have off. What's the yellow thing with the needle? Yellow thing with the needle. Let me have a look. The yellow thing with the needle. If it's that, then that's my little bottle of oil. This is what I use for smoke oil, which is like a blunted off hypodermic. So that's what I use for the smoke oil. I'm at a loss there. Where are you looking, Pete? Oh, the oil. Yeah, that's the stuff I'll be using on the axles, which is label number 108, which is like a medium viscosity oil, designed to be plastic compatible and used with model railroads, railways, whatever you'd like to call it. Yeah, handy as, Jake. Very much more controllable, better access too. Yeah. I do have some other stuff, which is premium oil by Hobby Lube. This has a much finer, longer tube in there, so you can really get to those axle boxes. Again, it's an oil which is made for this kind of jazz. So, am I a bit of an oil collector? Yeah, I suppose I am. They do different grades. One of them is a very thick gear type oil. So I got that one as well, but I think they were pretty expensive. They were about £6 a shot. Are those Bachmann buffer stops, Sandy? No, they're Hornby ones. Just the bog standard Hornby ones that you get. I happen to have a load of them, so I popped them on. Trying to get sewing machine oil isn't really easy around these parts. Yeah, but again, that was designed for sewing machines and mostly metal on metal work. When plastic comes into it, you've got to be really careful that it's not mineral oil and that it's partially or fully synthetic. Got the Labelle gel grease. I like it. Yes, it's designed for model railways and model railroading. So I tend to go with what things are designed for. Moneybrook Junction, hello, welcome in. Nice to see you. Sorry about the squeaky Mark ones, but prototypical. No, it was just a matter of getting them out of the box and get them on the layout. But I wish I'd run them first. Yeah, it's Mark and Lisa. Is that right, Moneybrook Junction? It's your oil, Andy. Yeah, that's the stuff I use. And if I want to free anything up, I'll show you what I use. I use, let's make sure, this Servicol Super 10. It's a switch cleaner with an added lubricant in it. So that's pretty good for splooging out things, particularly like gears. And it takes all the rubbish off. I know that WD-40 do a switch cleaner as well, which is fine. Anything which is a switch cleaner will work nicely. Sewing machine oil was to use, not mineral oil. On the Husqvarna sewing machine I bought the kids' mum during the pandemic. Yeah. Yes, Andy, just me today. Oh, okay. Well, welcome in. Running some trains and chewing the fat. I'll give the I'm giving the Helljan its head now, so we'll give it a bit of high speed, and you should be able to hear that motor when it comes past. Buffalo and Pittsburgh Model Railroad. Hiya, man. Hope you're good. Welcome in. Just running some old electrics today. Well, they're electric brew. On the outer circuit is Class 85 AL5 by Bachmann. Put in some grey and blue Mark 1s. And here comes the Helljan. Class 86 AL6. Putting some Hornby versions of the old mainline stock. Again, Mark 1. And it certainly can whiz. See if we can get it round before the lights change. Yep. Very nice. With the carnage up here. They're running very nicely, yeah. Straight out of the box. So it was just... Oh, is Jake taking off? Okay, Jake. Nice to see you, man. And here comes the Backland. Fully lit with the... these are all running DC. And off the rails, Western Australia. Nice to see you. This is all a bit UK stock today. I do run some American locomotives and rolling stock, but I try to mix it up a bit to please myself as much as anyone. You should see the sequence of signals change there to double yellow, back to green. There you go. I can't remember what that board is called. I know it's made by Heathcote Electronics. Oh, it's a mass sequencer, that one. So it detects the train, switches it to red, and then it's on a timer, which is a little potential divider on the board, and then it will run through its sequence of yellow, double yellow, and then back to green. Obviously, you can rig up other signals, and then they will run in sequence. And some European stock too, Andy. Still got the cop loper. Yes, I still got the cop loper. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, I can give a little demonstration of that. If we look at the one which is just around here. So there you can see one going in the other direction. Train goes fast, it turns to red. And then goes to yellow, then double yellow. I've got that on a fairly fast timer because it depends on how short or long your train is and how fast it's travelling. So we'll just look at the next signal along after that train passes. So here we go. So there goes the red signal. There's the other signal over there. It just goes green before it goes red. And then this is connected to the previous signal. So as that clears the next section, it will go yellow. And then as it goes to the next section after that, it will be double yellow. And then the last section, it was just, oh, that's better. By no means foolproof. There we go. Ooh, da, da, da. Hang on while I put my white vest on. Coploper, I've seen them a few in the Netherlands years ago. Yes, they're still running. Really unusual looking EMU type locomotive. There's Colin. Hello, Colin. Nice to see you. You'll probably remember seeing these, Colin. 86s and 85s. Which Anthony have we got in? Let me just scroll back through the. Anthony Dodge, hey, nice to see you, man. Really nice to see you. Well, I'm about to call it actually, so I'll just give you a couple more trips around. I apologise for the squeaky wheels on the Mark 1s, Anthony, but it is what it is. Some good old electrics. Right, let me just grab my camera. Here comes the Helljan Class 86. Lovely locomotive. Really enjoyed getting that one out and running it. So there you go. Right. I'll just pop you back on there. And here I am. Just left for me to say thank you all for attending today, for today's edification. It's been fun, as always. Hope you like the quantity and quality of what I've been running. Bit of fun, squeaky wheels. It came out of the box that way, so yes, they all do squeak. But there you go. Nice to see everybody in. Always great to run some railways on the Sunday. Thanks for coming, Dino and Flymo Chairman for looking after me, and Anthony Dodge. Thanks, Simon, for coming in. Really enjoyed your company. And it's a nice little place to chat and chew the fat. And we don't hold any grudges or anything like that. And there's no choppy, there's no chop and thrust to the live chat. So thanks everybody for coming. I'm going to make way for Dave now. I'll catch you next week, and everybody stay safe out there. So TTFN.